When you hear the words inoperable brain cancer, this is probably not what you think of. But for a woman named Michelle DeJong, this is the face of cancer. We first told you her story last night, and we have seen an outpouring of support on social media. News Channel 8's Jennifer Leigh is with Michelle at her home right now. They're joining us live. And Jen, please introduce us to this very special young woman.
She is special indeed. She is such a bright light. In fact, her attitude, her spirit defies the logic, defies the news that she has this brain tumor. I want to introduce you right now to Michelle DeJong, 27 years old. One of the things that people have said over and over again on social media is how gorgeous you are, and I don't want to embarrass you, but people are very impressed by how beautiful you are and how beautiful your attitude is in spite of this really, really dark news.
Thank you, first of all. That is an awesome compliment to get. But I think, we were chatting earlier that my news is not as devastating as it could be because of the people I'm surrounded by every single day.
Yeah.
There's, nobody was going to let me quit or give up. My husband, my family, my friends, and that's where this kind of fighter attitude came from to begin with.
And the interesting thing about your life is that you've sort of had this spirit of competitive fighter in you. I mean, you were a runner. We were talking earlier. You wouldn't describe yourself as a runner, but I mean, you've done a marathon and people would call that running. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't consider myself a competitive runner or even a good runner. I always wanted to do a marathon just to say I did it. My dad always told me it's not about how fast you are, it's just about getting out there and doing it and trying. And that's why I decided to run the marathon this past February, and I did in New Orleans, and that was my first one, and I'm looking forward to a second when I'm in better shape.
Well, the incredible thing about that marathon too is that you didn't realize at the time that you had your brain tumor. So 26.2 miles with a brain tumor, not too shabby.
Now I don't think it's too shabby.
Yeah. Now, I also want to talk about that can-do spirit. You did a lot of charity. You continue to do a lot of charity work. And one of the charities that you sort of stumbled on by accident, but that has become near and dear to your heart, is a cancer charity for kids.
Yes, the Children's Cancer Center here in Tampa. I'm on the board of directors for High Hopes and High Heels. That's a local nonprofit, and each year we adopt, for lack of better terms, 3 local nonprofits that we're going to support. And one of them early on was the Children's Cancer Center, and we switch them over every year. We get new charities, and that was just one we all fell in love with, so we decided to keep it on. We planned their prom for them, and we've done that 3 years in a row now, and High Hopes and High Heels is actually in the process of planning their 3rd prom that's coming right up.
And you're still involved.
I'm copied on emails. I'm not doing much. I would love to go to prom, so we'll see how I'm feeling, but we'll see.
So many people have been so touched by your story. I want to quickly let folks know that you found out about this brain tumor just in March after you had been snorkeling with your husband on a cruise. You got some pressure in your head that you knew wasn't quite right. You got this diagnosis. You're still sort of processing all this information, going through some pretty aggressive treatments every day, but you're not letting that slow you down. You're in the process of writing a book, right?
Yes, I am.
And then also you have a charity event on the horizon. Tell us real quickly about your May 10th event.
Yes, my husband actually set up the team for me. He's doing pretty much all of the legwork for it, but it's Miles for Moffitt, and we have a team called Too Inspired by What's Transpired. And we don't have the most money raised, but it's never been about money. The number of people, we have over 200 runners, and I just can't even believe there's that many people on our team. I didn't know that many people even knew who I was. So that, to me, that is the most just moving component of that, is that many people coming out for race day.
Well, you are an inspiring force. We're going to chronicle your journey with you, and we appreciate your graciousness. So thank you. It's so nice to meet you in person. I loved your story. And we'll continue to bring you updates on Michelle and her battle. She is a cancer fighter, and I think there's lots more to come from this one.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, I'm sure she's going to get a lot more runners after hearing her right now. We certainly hope so.
I think so, too.
And before you go, give her a big hug from all of us and tell her we're really fighting for her.
We need to give you a big hug
We're on
from
her
everybody back
side.
there.
And keep her in our prayers.
Yes.
Thank you, Jen.
Yes, you're in our prayers.